Good morning. I couldn't keep up last night. Huge amount of trades. If I was on English time, I think I would have covered them all for you, but starting pretty much my working night at 2 a.m. I think I did all right. We didn't start the night well with Iopspor, but I missed an opportunity at 2-0 down against Göztepe to make that switch from 2-0 to 2-1 and the profit that came with it. But let's have a look. French League 1. 0-0 at half-time, Paris Saint-Germain. Obvious play. The odds are relatively high for favourites like this. And don't forget, 1.13, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. We normally expect a goal before half-time, PSG. Didn't oblige on this occasion, but backing 1-0, I think at about 4.7. And 2-0 at something like, it was up at 15s or something. Or even at as high as 20s. It's well worth a shot. So laying the draw second half, or even if you were feeling cavalier, you could have done 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. Got I think it was a Marseille equaliser. I gave you a mention of that. Lyon, as I said about Union Berlin. Market tends to get them right. Even with a red card, they got through. The red card came after the goal. So loads of opportunities. Rennes, Clermont, bottom of the league. So Rennes, well worth a punt. I'll pass that on to you as well. I hope you're picking these up and I hope you took action with them. Reims and Le Havre. Well, it was an obvious play for Reims with that red card. Did you get involved in the half-time market? It was very quick. That was the only problem there. Nakamura, you're not reading the script. So even French Ligue 1, which is a traditionally competitive league, was producing the goods. It was just one of those nights you should have absolutely filled your boots. Would have been a great night for a live chat webinar in hindsight. Union Berlin, as I alluded to with Lyon, the market gets Union Berlin right when they're evens or under. 0-0 at half-time, you could have laid the draw with relative ease. Union Berlin score first, job done. Bayer Leverkusen, 1.22, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. 20-minute rule? How about that? How about that? Schick penalty. Schick hat-trick. Back 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted in the half-time score market. Hope you're picking this up because I wasn't on hand for every single play yesterday. There's so many of them. But look at that. Under 1.3. If it's 0-0 after 20 minutes, 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted half-time score market. That's how to get about a 10-1 return for such a shorting. Imperious. They didn't even look like they were doing it yesterday by Leverkusen. Bochum started very strongly. Eintracht Frankfurt, we got the winner, odds of 13. Hope you got stuck into that. Now, some of my messages appear on the chat feed, so do please make sure you follow the chat feed. I am rather duplicating work by doing chat feed and Telegram at the same time. So sometimes I'll miss the Telegram, but I hope you're on the chat feed because you'd have picked up that 13s for Eintracht Frankfurt. There we go. I backed Eintracht Frankfurt at 13s. I had the opportunity of a draw, £4.37 on the draw, £66 profit on Frank. So if you're willing to take the hit in the hope for a bigger return, off you go. Heidenheim and Freiburg, I suppose in hindsight, Heidenheim's good goal-scoring record. We could have got stuck into that as well, but I missed that one. Even Stuttgart turned up. Bayern Munich turned up as well. 1-2. 0-2 by 43rd minute. Spanish La Liga, a fantastic match. Almeria, really, they're getting so close to the win, aren't they? Scoring 2 goals against Barcelona, looking slick in attack. Their chance will come. Watch out, they've had a 0-0 against Mallorca. Now they've scored 2 goals against Barca. Fantastic stuff. Atletico Bilbao, what did I say about Las Palmas? 5 defeats have been 1-0 only. What are you going to do second half? Regardless of these odds, you're going to lay the draw. That's as the easiest option. And you've got Mr. Gomez to thank there. And I did a little accumulator yesterday just for a bit of fun. Stuttgart, Bayern Munich, Atletico Bilbao. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. PSG. Who else did I have involved? Can't remember. Bayer Leverkusen, indeed, and a couple of others. Peripheral leagues. Cercle Brugge got us a trade the other week. Again, under 1.3, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. No coincidence. Hopefully you took action on this. I did alert you to the red card, and Mechelin took advantage of that. So as you can see, an abundance of plays yesterday. Liverpool thoroughly deserved the win and scoring before half-time, despite 1.45 favouritism. And they're even turning up in the Premier League Under-21 Cup, all over 2.5 goals. It's just a bumper day. Absolutely astounding. I think I needed octopus-like hands or arms to get every single trade done. 0-0 at half-time, 1.29 favourite. I did put forward this for you, and I did some good analysis. Really solid stuff. Got the goal second half, and off we go. All hail to the ale. Well, they got red carded. Maccabi Tel Aviv, not going to give that one up. Inter Milan, well, I did warn you. The draw is in play in cup matches, despite utter dominance. And look at Bologna getting through. So you can tell with Inter Milan, you can tell with Napoli, they're there under sufferance, aren't they? So just be very careful with the cup. Looking at the cup in the Netherlands, well, it's pretty much went as per expectation. Scottish Premier League, comfortable for Rangers, 1.13, 20-minute rule, anybody? 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted half-time score market. Desses was reading the script. Thankfully, he was subbed on. 28th minute goal to make it 1-0. That, if you went 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, that would have been very welcome indeed. But just managed a 2-0 win, and it was a penalty only. So due deference to St Johnstone for a solid enough defensive display. Aberdeen, if you fancied them throughout, Livingston scored first. It was just one of those days. You could have absolutely filled your boots. Turkish Super League, Galatasaray, 1-0 only, just limping across the line there. Fenerbahce with 2 red cards. Just check with the red cards whether it's a player on or a staff member off the field. Well, it's right at the end of the match. So a bit of handbags at the end of that one. As is the case in Turkey at the moment, even assaulting referees. This was the one I started with. That was the angle, 2-0. If you get a goal before half-time, I would have got out with £53 profit. Just for that single goal. Kanye West making it 3-1 for Göztepe. Job done. But that was your angle, 2-0 to 2-1. I got involved after that, which was a pity. So a really good day yesterday. I'd love to have done a live chat webinar. I would have been a bit groggy. So the French, for example, kicking off at 3 a.m. my time, but well worth staying up for, I think. On to today. And it's a bit of a quieter coupon today. Crystal Palace against Brighton. Very strong second half scoring patterns in Palace matches. So watch out for that if it's 0-0 at half time. Both teams to score might resurrect for Brighton this evening. They lost their both teams to score record and scoring record last match. They've conceded in the last 17. That's a real problem, isn't it, when you're not scoring, as they didn't last match. An interesting match. 2 sides in a bit of iffy form. Not really top priority. Derby and Lincoln. I don't normally research the English League One, but it's quiet. Derby had better hope that Lincoln's near exclusive losses against the top 5 will extend to 6th place. Both teams look in decent recent form, so it could be more competitive than the 1.5 odds suggests. All defeats by 1 for Lincoln, as I say, came against the top 5. Failed to score in 4 of those matches. So if Lincoln scored first today, I think they're gettable. Cadiz and Real Sociedad, 17th against 6th. Sociedad, relatively big odds. They've scored in their last 7 away matches. They're unbeaten home and away against 5th and lower, placed 17th today. 6 out of 8 goals scored at home came first half for Cadiz. 6 out of 9 goals conceded at home have come second half. Could be some second half action. Be favouring Real Sociedad. Real Betis and Girona, 2.37 the favourite. I've got to favour Girona on current form, but the market can't immediately dismiss Real Betis. Only 2 defeats all season. But this Girona flying high, high, high. Wonderful, wonderful season from them. They might still produce a value performance at 2.37. Alaves and Real Madrid. Well, due deference to Alaves that Real Madrid are only 1.5 favourite. 60% of goals at home have come first half in an Alaves match. So if it's 0-0 after 20 minutes, you might want to look at the possibility of a goal before half-time. It's 14th against second. With Girona facing a tough away match, Real Madrid must really strike while the iron's hot. They are tough to score 2 goals against Real Madrid. Really solid defensive display, so that opens the door if Alaves score first. Mallorca and Osasuna, tight match from Mallorca and a hope for a 1-0, but Osasuna may be a bigger threat. So they're 3 wins, scoring 2+ goals against 10th and lower. This is 16th against 12th tests. Can Mallorca keep Osasuna to 1 goal max? It's going to be tough for Mallorca, who just stuttering. Even though they're unbeaten at home, 6 draws and a win recently, though, it's dropping points. They did all their staying up work last season at home. Any other leagues of interest? Ghent, 1.29 favourites against Leuven, will give you a good test of my theory. 1.3 or lower, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, as you saw yesterday. Emphatic stuff. Premier League Cup, going to be over 2.5 goals again. Nottingham Forest against Fleetwood under 21s. The Greek Super League. Could be researchable today. AEK Athens, very poor when they were last. These odds, 1.29. Only a 2-2 draw. Panathinaikos, I believe, kept Olympiakos very, very honest. I think it's Panathinaikos. Yeah. Olympiakos only won via a penalty. And they were the same odds as AEK Athens today. So AEK Athens could be layable if leading here. Kifisias, newly promoted, are hosting PAOK Thessaloniki. PAOK should do the job. And Oli, they're away at Atromitos, 1.45, as I've alluded to, against Panathinaikos. Very poor stuff. They might be going through a bit of a barren spell up front. So just be careful with Oli away from home. Normally as reliable as ever. The KNVB Becker in the Netherlands sees a 1.02 favourite Ajax, 1.25 favourite Go Ahead Eagles. Almere, 1.67, 1.33 favourite PSV. All the big boys are out, depending on the tradability. Portuguese League Cup, Benfica against AVS, who are the really solid side from the Portuguese second tier, but this should be happy days for Benfica at 8.15, 1.14 favourite. But do remember, that might not translate in the Cup. Okay, they might just be happy with a win, or 1-0. And don't forget, in these Cup matches, the draw is in play. Spanish La Liga 2 is much of a muchness. Turkish Super League, which will be playing on Christmas Day. Pendikspor, newly promoted, are away at Rizespor, 1.8 favourite. All odds on favourites at home, Besiktas and Karaguku, Samsunspor. And the Turkish One League, just be a little cautious with it. As you saw yesterday, it can produce some strange results. I'll be up and about for you. A Christmas schedule. Well, I'm certainly not working on Sunday at all. No live chat or anything. I'm not going to do any Telegram for you. Saturday, I've yet to make my mind up. I'm not sure if we have any plans or not. Perhaps going away. It is a full complement of matches on a Saturday. I do need to have a break now and again. I haven't had a proper holiday for many years. It would be nice to take the Christmas week off, as a number of other people and my ex-publishers are doing. I don't want to have to keep flogging my guts out all the time. I do need to have a break. So I'll decide about this Christmas schedule. Saturday, if we're staying in Hua Hin, then there'll be no harm doing a live chat webinar, but I probably wouldn't follow that up after the live chat webinar. So it'll just be a swift in and out, so to speak, for the 3 o'clock kickoffs. But I'll determine that near the time. I'd like to do it. If it was anything like yesterday, you'd absolutely fill your boots with some Christmas spirit. Have a great day. See you a bit later on throughout the day. I'm certainly not working tomorrow. These late nights are taking it out of me, and I must have a day off tomorrow. But I'll do the research for you, of course. Have a great day. See you a bit later. Don't forget, just for this chat feed, I am doing a lot of duplicate work. So if I don't place all of my chat feed plays on Telegram, you'll understand why. And the time, of course, working 2, 3 a.m. is not optimal. But you'll get plenty of them. Well, we've got the half-time Paris Saint-Germain, Napoli, Inter Milan, as I say. Just be a little cautious with them. As I say, it's a risk to lay the draw because the draw's in play. Ibar Sporting Gijón. Well, I think we got that one yesterday as well. But you get a lot more information if you go to Footballtradingprofits.club. There we go. We got the equaliser for Ibar as well yesterday. So as you can see, there's just throughout some absolutely astounding plays. This is when you make big money, when the research and your expectations are met, particularly when underdogs score first or it's 0-0 at half-time. Have a great day. See you later. I can only wish for a day as plentiful as yesterday's.